In this lecture, we are starting the first topic in the course Formal Languages and Automata Theory. And today, we are going to see some examples for finite state automata. If you recall from the first overview lecture, a finite state automata structurally contains a finite length input tape and a control unit. And basically, what a finite state automaton do is, based on the current state and the current input symbol. Suppose you are in the state P and the input symbol is A, then the automaton can either stay back in the state P or maybe it can go to a different state in the control unit. So basically that is what a finite state automaton can do, and today our objective is to look at some example finite state automata. In particular, today we are going to look at example deterministic finite state automata. So examples will make it clear why we need automata and what are they doing. So look at the first example. Here you have a deterministic finite state automata. Let me call it as finite state automata with the two states E and O. So this arrow represents that E is the start state of the automaton and double circle represents that O is the only output state or final state of the given automaton. We need to understand what is this automaton represents. So basically it can process an input string. Consider the first input string ABAB. Suppose the input tape contains this string. Eventually, after reading the input, the automaton will either accept it or reject it. We need to see that. So it needs to start from the start state. You are in state E, and if you process the first input symbol, what do you do? A is the first input symbol. You are here. You moved along the A edge. Transition for A. You came into O. What is the next input symbol? B. For B, you process B and move along the transition for B. You are coming back to the same state. So what is the next input symbol? A. So from here, you take the edge for A and you are coming back to E again. So you finish three symbols. Now what is the next input symbol? It is B. If you process it, you are going to take this transition and you are finishing your processing in a non-final state. So you can say that the processing entered in a non-final state and hence the input string is rejected. So it is rejected. Maybe we can look at one more input string. This is the second one. Start with the start state of the automaton. The first input symbol is A. You are taking transition for A. The next input is A again, taking the transition for A, coming back to E. And the next input symbol is B. If you take it, this is the transition for B, again back to E. And next, what is it? Small a. If you process that input, you are going along the transition for A, coming to O. And the last input symbol is B. If you process it, this is the transition, and this time you ended up in a final state. So you can say that input is accepted, right? Because it entered in a final state. So this is basically what our deterministic finite state automaton can do. So it starts from the start state. Based on the current input symbol, it makes a move along the corresponding transition and it continue that until it finishes reading the input. If the input is finished in a final state, input is accepted, otherwise it is rejected. Now we can see that what language is accepted by this automaton. Language means the set of all strings accepted. You can see that this is a string accepted and this is not accepted. And if you carefully observe, you can find the language. Do you have any guess what would be the language or what kind of a string is accepted? Maybe at this point of time it is difficult, but you can see that it is a set of all strings containing odd number of A's, set of all strings over the alphabet set A, B, any string on A and B, such that that string contains odd number of A's. Here you can see that it is 1, 2, 3 A's accepted and here 2 A's rejected. Now the question is how you design this machine. You can see that a state in a DFA can remember a property of the input impulse read so far. So while you are processing the input, the state can remember certain amount of information about the string read so far. Now here suppose you are asked to design a machine to accept if the number of A's is odd. Okay, then what are the two possibilities? The number of A's is either odd or even. These are the two possibilities. And before you start processing, you have not read any input impulse. So the number of A's processed is 0, and you can see that to start with the context is or the status of the state is the number of A's processed so far is even. Before starting, no symbols are read, so the number of A's read is 0. So to start with it is correct, even number of A's. Now you can see that suppose you have only processed even number of A's, then if you read a B, again the number of A's is even only, because B is not going to change the number of A's, so you are staying back. Now suppose you have processed even number of A's, so and now you are going to process an A, then what will be the number of A's? Already an even number plus 1 means an odd number, and that is why you are moving to a new state with the context number of A's processed so far is odd. Okay, now it is very easy to complete the design. Your here means so far odd number of A's. So if you read B as the next simple, again odd number, an odd number plus 0, because B is not adding to number of A's. And now suppose you are here and already odd number of A's, one more A means an odd number plus 1 and even number of A's, and that is why you are coming back. Okay, with that we are finishing that example. Now look at the second example for DFA. I am giving you the transition diagram. Here again we can try to understand what this machine is doing using some input strings. Here is the first input. You have to start from here. What is the first symbol? A. You will have to take this edge. That's what you do. Yeah, finished A. And what is next? Next is B. You have to travel along this transition. Yeah, you did it. And what is next? Next is A. So this is that transition, you are taking it, coming back to N. And now the last symbol, which is a B. You are going to right to Y and you finished reading there. So by the acceptance criterion, because you finished in a final state, you are accepting. Look at one more string. Suppose you are given with this input string. Start from the first state. You are reading A. A is this transition. Next is again A. So you are taking that transition again. 2 A's are processed. And what is next? Next is this B. If you process it, This is the transition you are taking, coming here. Next is B, that is this self loop. You are taking it and staying back at Y itself, and finally the last A will take you back to M. And in this time, because you finished processing in a non-final state, you are rejecting the input, not accepted. And can you guess for this automaton what is the set of all strings accepted, which is called the language, or what kind of a string is accepted? Can you guess it? When compared to the previous automaton, here it is more easy to guess. You can see that it's actually the set of all strings ending in B. Set of all strings X followed by B, where X is an arbitrary string on A and B. So if the string ends with B, then the automaton will accept. You see that regardless of from which state, N or Y, if you process B, you will end up in this state. So if the last symbol is B, you are ending here and you are accepting. Okay, and if you accept, that means you ended your processing in this state, then the last transition, either this or this, was due to a B. So you can easily verify that this is the language. The set of all strings ending with a B. Now what is the state? So suppose you want to design a machine, and to begin with you have not processed any string, means nothing is processed, so nothing means it is not ending in B. So to start with, N is the state, meaning that the string processed so far is not ending with B. Before starting it is correct because no B's, so not ending with B. And now you can see that suppose an A is coming, again the status is same, not ending with B, you are staying back. Now suppose you are reading a B, that means, yeah, maybe suppose you are ending it with that simple, then you have to accept. That is why you are moving into a final state, as it is ending with a B. So the status of Y is that the string processed until now ends with a B. Now you see how it is designed. If you are here, B means you have to stay back because suppose you stop here. A means you move back to this. A means you are not ending with A as of now. Okay, that is the logic how you can design this machine, and it's not difficult. I hope you are following me, and otherwise you watch it again and think about it. And with this we are finishing this example and we are moving on to a third example, the last example for this lecture, which is a little more complicated example. Let me give you the automaton. Here I am giving you an automaton with 4 states, and let us see what this automaton is. Again consider example. The first input, if you process from the start state, the first symbol is A, you are taking this A transition coming here, and the next symbol is B, you are taking that B transition coming over here, and next is A, you are moving back using the A transition, you are here. Then the last symbol is B, you are moving here and you finished there, and because you finished in a non-final state, it is rejected. And maybe we can look at an example string which can be accepted. Here is another example input. Begin with the start state. The first input symbol is A, you are going to move right, yes, and the next is B, so you are going to take this transition, fine, and next is A, going back, and what is next? Next is B, you are coming to this state again, and finally the last symbol is taking you to the final state. And here you entered your processing in a final state, and hence by definition you are accepting it. Okay, so what language is accepted by this machine, this deterministic finite state automaton? Language means the set of all strings accepted. Maybe you can guess it. You can see that it is nothing but the set of all strings which contains ABB as a substring. If ABB is there, it will take you to this state from which you cannot move out. So, if ABB is there, you are accepting. If ABB is not there, you will be in one of these three states and you will not accept. Now, the question is, how will you design such an automaton for substring, right? And to explain how, I need to introduce what are suffixes and prefixes of a string. Now, you consider an example string ABCD. The prefixes are this. From the left, if you take 0 or more simples, you will get prefixes. 0 simples means nothing is taken. It is a special string denoted as epsilon, means 0 simples from the left. Then 1 simple from the left is A, 2 simples from the left is AB, 3 simples from the left is ABC, and 4 simples from the left is ABCD. So, these are called prefixes of ABCD. I think the example makes it very clear what are prefixes. Similarly, from the right you can define suffixes. From the right 0 simple means epsilon. From the right 1 simple is D, 2 simples CD, 3 simples BCD. So, I am reading it from the left, that is why BCD, 4 simples means ABCD. So, these are the suffixes. Okay, it is very important when you are designing a finite state automaton for substring, the suffixes or prefixes are important. And you can see that here actually you are looking for the substring ABB, and then the states are going to be the prefixes of ABB. Which are the prefixes? Epsilon, A, AB and ABB. So, for any substring automaton, the states are going to be the prefixes of the substring that you are going to search in the input string, that is fixed. And now you can see during the processing what that state is representing. You can see that during computation or processing, a state like AB represents, this should be represents the largest suffix of the string processed so far, which matches with the prefix of the substring. This is, I know that this is a very confusing statement, but please hold on. I will try to explain it with an example. Now, you consider the state where you have processed AB. So, processed AB means you are here, A, B, you are here. Now, what is AB? AB is actually the largest suffix of the processed string. So, largest suffix is AB itself, which is also a prefix of ABB. So, AB is also a prefix of ABB. So, the largest suffix from among the state of the string processed so far is what the state is. And to make it more clear, suppose I process the next symbol, which is A. I will move back. See, I am here. Now, what is the string processed so far? ABA. And which are the suffixes? Epsilon, A, BA, ABA. Epsilon is a substring prefix, A is a prefix, but BA is not a prefix. So, the largest suffix which is a prefix is A only. I know that this is a confusing statement, but if you think about it offline, you will get it rightly, and that is the logic for designing any finite state automaton for a given substring. Okay, you have to watch it again and read it and try to think about it, you will get. Now, I am going to give you the context of the 4 states in it. A state in a DFA can remember a property of the string, and here the state epsilon means that epsilon is the largest suffix of the string processed so far, which is also a prefix of ABB. Similarly, A is the largest prefix with suffix, which is a prefix of ABB. Here, so far processed, AB, if you are standing here, AB is the largest suffix, which is also a prefix of ABB. Similarly, you can have the definition for the last state. Okay, and this is a little difficult example, but if you follow this logic, you can design a deterministic finite state automata just like an algorithm for any given input. Okay, you try to design for some other input, then you can see exactly how it goes. And with this, I am coming to the last slide, where I am giving you 3 exercise problems for you to practice and understand how you can design a deterministic finite state automaton. So, you have to design automaton for each of these languages. Okay, you read it offline, think about each of the languages here, and come up with a deterministic finite state automaton. Not difficult. So, it is very similar to what we discussed. So, we have discussed 3 examples. Now, I am giving you 3 exercise problems for you to think and design deterministic finite state automaton. So, today we have seen example DFAs or deterministic finite state automata. So, what a DFA will do is, it will begin its processing in the start state. At every stage, it looks at the current state, and based on the current input symbol, it makes a move along the corresponding transition. And finally, if you stop in a final state, you accept, otherwise you reject. And how will you design a machine? You have to see which are the different contexts in which you will be in while you process an input based on the language given, and accordingly you can come up with a DFA design. And once you get a design, try to simulate the processing or computation for different inputs to just check whether your design is correct or not. Thank you.